Good evening. Hello, everyone. So I am just doing my usual chickadee check to make sure that this is going live. And it is. Look at that. How fantastic is that? So I am just going to do what I would encourage you to do as well, which is, of course, share it. I really just realized I haven't even looked at the camera and gone, hi. So yes, I'm going to share. Don't know why I said it like that. Had a very interesting conversation with Cher, not with Cher, about Cher at the weekend, actually. Anyway, don't need to know about that. That's not what we're talking about this evening. That's not what it's all about. So good evening. How are you? How's life with you? If you are watching this on the recording, then please do drop down and say hi, just as I encourage anybody who comes on live to do that as well. Because I do always come back on, I do always give you a shout out, whether that is here on Facebook or whether it is on YouTube. And again, encourage you to like, share, subscribe, do a tap dance, come and work with me, whatever it is. It would be great to connect with you. So this is going to be interesting, because this evening is the last Monday of the month, and not only does that mean that a lot of people are getting ready to do Halloween stuff, which I've never quite got my head around, I have to say. I find it very weird how the rest of the year we protect kids from seeing gruesome, horrible stuff, and then on one day of the year it's deemed okay to have really gruesome, horrible stuff in the windows. But that's just me. Or maybe it isn't, I don't know, but that's my viewpoint anyway. So as it is the last Monday of the month, I am always with these on the last Monday of the month, do a question time. And it is basically over to you to ask any questions that you have, anything that you want to know about. But at this moment in time, there is not a single person on live, which is unusual. I know it takes a few minutes before things, you can see that people are there watching. But that means if there isn't anybody going to be joining me live, this could be a very short, quiet episode for those of you who do watch it on the replay. But there is one person watching it live that could quite well be me on another screen. If it is not me and it is somebody else showing up, then do drop down and say hi, because it would be great to give you a shout out. Oh, the numbers are starting to go up now. Maybe it was just a bit slow this evening. Cheers. I've just realized I've not read my Yogi Tea. I've got my glasses over there now and I can't do that. Speak to make yourself happy. Don't speak to impress others. And I shall leave it there. For those of you who don't know Yogi Tea, each of their tea bags has a little quote on the other side. Look, there you go. You can see it there, which is interesting. I had a very interesting conversation with my coach about that the other week. So that is definitely something that I shall take to heart. But for those of you that are joining live, good evening, Rob. I was just going to say, please don't hide in the background. Please join Rob and myself by dropping down and saying hi. Now, it is the last Monday of the month, and it's your opportunity to ask me a question. Now, obviously, I can't guarantee that I'm going to have an answer or a solution, but I might know some resources. I might be able to guide you towards something if I can't give you an immediate answer, or I will be totally honest and let you know that I don't know. But it's interesting because, so whilst I'm just waffling a bit, do drop your questions in. I do have a question for you, by the way, which I will ask you in a bit. But it is interesting when we are given the space to open up and ask questions, the commonality of the questions that come up, which is why I always encourage people. That's a very good question, Rob. I shall answer that in a moment. The commonality, there's pretty much always some common themes that show up, and I find that fascinating, having done this for this job, not this doing Facebook Lives, but done this job now for 15 years. It doesn't feel like a job. it does when I have to do admin stuff, which is not my strongest suit. But when I'm just doing this sort of thing and doing webinars, which I've done a lot of, and I'm doing a lot more in the next few weeks, doing work with the those that are in the membership group and all of those different things, that to me doesn't feel like work, which is why I feel very lucky to be doing what I do. But I know that not everybody does. And, you know, what I find fascinating is, as one of the questions I do get asked a lot about is public speaking, and about being in front of a camera, or about the confidence to do that. And something that has served me well and really helped me was to give myself a break from trying to get it right. So, for example, this evening, I've got one thing written down. Actually, that's a lie. I've got two things written down. And one of them pertains to the title that I put up, which is how to get more of what you want in life, which I will come to. And the other one is the question that I would like to ask you. But for those of you that are just joining us live, then please do drop your question down, because this evening is the opportunity, the last Monday of the month is an opportunity for you to be able to ask your questions, and they could be anything. Probably better to head towards the realm in which I work, which is personal development and helping people face the challenges that they're experiencing in life. Good evening, Caroline. How are you, my lovely? But anything at all, and I will answer it. So Rob has asked me a question, which is, how am I? How are you? So I'm going to ask you back that. For those of you that are watching, how are you? So let's do it in a fun way. Either put an emoji or a GIF in the comments, whether you're watching this live or watching it on the recording. Put an emoji or a GIF in the, is it GIF or GIF? I never know which one. In the comments. I would say, how am I? I am. How am I? I'm good, actually. I feel very at this moment I feel sated. I've had a lovely dinner. I got home early and had the time to do that. Rob, whatever you've put in there, my lovely, unfortunately is not showing up. I don't know if that's because of the StreamYard. Let me just have a look, see if it will show up on there, because I've got a sneaking suspicion you would have put something GIF-like in the comments. Yes. Behind the mask, I'm great. Yeah, I can't see that on StreamYard. That's really funny. But thank you for that picture. So I'm unmasked and I feel content because I've had the opportunity to take care of myself today. In other words, eat well, hydrate well, didn't get as much exercise other than walking to and from the office. I did go to leave the office and go for a walk around town, but then the heavens opened and I didn't fancy getting soaking wet, so stayed in the office and carried on working, but left earlier. So yeah, I'm feeling good, but how are you feeling? So we know that behind the mask, Rob is great, but how about the rest of you? How are you feeling this evening? Or how are you was the question, not how are you feeling, but just how are you? So my question that I wanted to ask you and pose you was kind of twofold, really. And it links into how to get more of what you want, or how to get the life you want. My question is, well, first and foremost is, do you have the life that you want? Is life the way that you want, including with all of the situation as it currently is? Do you have the life that you want? Yes or no? Simple yes or no. No judgment. No, I mean, there's things, don't get me wrong. I am very lucky. I'm very blessed with the life that I have. And there are things that I would like to work on, which are going to have my attention over the next few months. Now I've got a bit more, not fully, but a bit more headspace to be able to look at what needs to be addressed. And that leads me on to my second question. For those of you joining live, by the way, do drop down and say hi, joining Carolina and Rob. And also, if you've got any questions, then please do ask them. That's what tonight is about. Otherwise, it's going to be very short. Because my next question is, so my question is, do you have the life that you want? And my second question is, if you don't have the life that you want, why not? And I realize that a lot of people at this moment in time may blame the current situation or point their lack of not having what they want on the current situation. And I can understand that. And that isn't a point of criticism when I say blame, but it is about recognizing that very often we put our focus on external situations being a certain way in order for us to experience certain things. So I think that's why, not I think, I know that's why I'm phrasing it in that way. So do you have the life that you want? Yes or no? Put it in the comments below, yes or no. And if not, and you don't have to put this in the comments, but obviously it's welcome if you do, why not? Why not? What's going on there? Why not? Why don't you have the life that you want? So one of the things that I have been looking at is for myself, because and the reason I'm sharing this is because I would like you to be aware that I live what I walk my talk. That's the phrase I'm looking for. So there's something popping up on the other screen. And I don't know if it's not showing on here. No, don't know what it is that's popping up over there. But I am taking a good look in the recognition that it's coming towards the end of October, and therefore there are 2 months left of this year. But I'm not somebody who really is going to go into oh well, you only got X number of days left, etc., because ultimately we don't know how many days we have left on this planet, and time is a man-made construct. So what I have become aware of, because of the changing of the clocks yesterday here in the UK, is obviously that the nights are drawing in, and that always takes me to a point of reflection and gives me an opportunity. And I think winter invites us all to have that opportunity to reflect, to look inward, to ask ourselves, do I have the life that I want? And if not, why not? Why don't I have? If it's not how I want it to be, why is that? Why is it not how I want it to be? And for me, one of the questions that has then followed me on to look at for myself is, how am I spending my time? I do apologize, I've got the itchiest of itchy eyes. How am I spending my time? Because I think it's important for us to recognize that time is a commodity that we, having just said it's a man-made construct, however we mark time, it obviously passes. You know, we have a sunrise and a sunset, and there is a space between that, whatever that may be. But my thoughts are around those moments. Am I investing them? And it's interesting because I think about how we term how in certain situations there's language that gets used in a similar way. So we talk about spending time, and the only other thing I think of, and I may have this wrong, so if I have, then please do let me know, that we talk about is how do we spend our money. So we talk about money and time in a very similar way. And it's interesting because very often they're the two main blockers that people will say as to why they can't do something. I haven't got the time, I haven't got the money. They're the two main blockers, and we use common language around that. So we may talk about how are we investing our money, but I also would love to know how you're investing your time. You know, what is it that you're investing your time in? And my question then was the follow-on is, are you investing your time wisely in order to create the life that you want? And I don't believe that we should be go all the time and on it and this and get that done and this bit, and because I don't think that's I don't think that's helpful. I don't think that's what we need. I don't think that's what we see. As our way of life. So, yeah, them's my questions for this evening. And as it's the space for confidence question time, and giving you the opportunity to ask me questions, what questions do you have? What would you love to have a conversation about? Because if there are no questions, then I shall leave you with the ones that I've posed to you. And as I say, that's mainly because I myself am thinking about these things, because that's what I do at this time of year. I start reflecting on the life that I want. Is it the life that I've got? If not, what needs to be changed? How am I spending my time? It's like I do an audit, and then I look at, and then I assess that audit, and then I look at what needs to be adapted, and then I apply that. So that's, to me, is a similar process that I'm inviting you to do. So has anyone got any questions, either around that or around anything else? Confidence, dealing with this current situation, climate, whatever it may be. I'm just going to give you a couple of more minutes. And if not, then I shall happily leave you to the rest of your day, whether it be evening, morning, afternoon, or whatever it may be. Do you have any questions that you would like me to answer? How comfortable are you with the silence? There's another question. Well, there doesn't appear to be this evening. And if there's somebody shouting at me going, "No, Jules, I'm typing," then just put a T or something very quickly in the comments so I know to wait. But I really am not interested in chucking loads. I've said this on numerous occasions. I'm not interested in chucking out a great deal of it's kind of like a splurge gun. Do you remember Splurge Guns from Bugsy Malone? It's one of my favourite films. I haven't watched that for a long time. I'll have to watch that again and warn the neighbours, because I'll probably start singing very loudly. But the splurge guns that you used to fire out, kind of like custard tart shaving creamy kind of ammunition, and it would just splat across a whole heap of people. And I'm not interested in doing that, because I want to be able to give you some resources, give you some key ways of being able to make some differences for yourself. So if there are no questions this evening, then I shall simply leave you with the ones that I've posed, which is about, have you got the life that you want? If not, why not? And how are you spending your time in order to be able to get the life you want? Because if you're not spending it in a way that's going to help you get that, then you're never going to have it. So I'll leave you there. It's been great to chat with you this evening. If you're watching this on the replay or on YouTube, then please do like, comment, and share, and also subscribe if you're on YouTube. And I look forward to catching up with you again next week in November. Where is the time going? It's fake. It's made up. It's made up. I look forward to speaking to you then. And in the meantime, take care. Bye now.